What is urbanization?
Today, nearly half the world's population lives in an urban area. By 2050, that number is expected to reach 70% due to this increase in urbanization. Urban areas and their large populations often hold power over governance, economic development, and international connectivity beyond their immediate regions. With proper planning, urban centers can provide educational and economic opportunities to residents not found elsewhere. However, they can also easily give rise to slums and increase income inequality. With growing footprints, cities are also struggling to provide basic needs, essential services, and safety to their inhabitants. Future urban planners must address tough questions. What qualities in society should be valued most? What is fair and equitable? Whose interests should be served first? Planners must balance the speed of decision-making with the need for thoughtful, well-considered programs for development. As urban areas expand, how can we develop those areas to be more efficient, resilient, and inclusive?
For this video, we will divide urbanization into 4 topics: shifting global demographics, reorganizing cities, the climate crisis as a cause and effect, and future urban technology.
Shifting demographics. By 2050, the world population is expected to increase by 2 billion people. This is due to an increase in accessible resources. At the same time, a lot of migration will be expected to happen. This migration will be due to issues in climate, environment, and even an increase in the amount of civil wars that will be happening. A lot of these people are expected to seek refuge in countries where these type of issues aren't as prominent. Meanwhile, countries in sub-Saharan Africa are expected to have a youth bulge. So much more youth will be expected to be in the workforce. So much more youth are expected to be alive. On the other hand, in countries in Eastern Asia and Europe, there's expected to be much more elderly for the youth to take care of, and yeah. Furthermore, urbanization is expected to increase by 20%. So 50% of the world's population is living in urban areas now, but by 2050 it's expected that 70% of people will be living in urban areas. And all of this is being recorded and studied by the UN right now. And this is all information that you can use to work on your practice problems.
Another important subtopic of urbanization is reorganizing cities. This is an important issue because as the global population continues to rise and urbanization pushes more and more people to come to cities, many cities find that they do not have the basic needs like food, water, and shelter to provide for all of their citizens. Some urban planners have thought of ideas for this, which include creating small town-like structures within cities where people can find all their basic needs within a 15-minute range, or to continue building on the skyscrapers that already exist, to provide housing without taking up more land. Both of these are good solutions and should be considered, but overall, as cities continue to develop and grow, they should keep their citizens' best interests in mind to make sure that their cities are still livable and allow all of their people to continue to thrive.
Right now, the Earth's human population is just over 8 billion. Roughly half of that, 4.4 billion, is currently living in an urban area. By 2050, the number is expected to reach 70%, roughly 5.6 billion, using current population numbers. By 2050, the population is projected to increase by nearly 2 billion people, putting 70% at 6.7 billion. By 2030, there will be an estimated 43 megacities, cities with a population over 10 million. According to the UN, cities are responsible for 75% of global CO2 emissions, with transport and buildings being the largest contributors.
Future urban technology. Many advances in technology being developed today will have vast impacts on our cities in the near future. AI has the potential to revolutionize transportation in and around cities, not just in self-driving cars, but also in our road system, controlling traffic in ways that people never could. However, one concern with using unregulated AI, like we have today, is that AI requires large amounts of data collection, which at times can infringe on people's privacy. Another technology on the horizon that may revolutionize cities is vertical farming, which is a system of cultivating crops in vertically stacked layers instead of a single flat surface. Vertical farming allows farmers to make better use of lands by growing plants upwards instead of outwards. This was made possible by the invention of cheaper and more power-efficient grow lights. This allows farming to be economically viable inside of large cities. In fact, there are already vertical farms inside of several large cities. Our cities are also likely to become more environmentally friendly in the near future as more green energy and more power-efficient technology are introduced. These are just a few examples of the way technology could influence our cities in the near future.
And that's a brief overview of urbanization. Good luck on practice problem number 2.